So this video is going to be about the Spirit of Tasmania and our journey on it. The Spirit of Tasmania is a vehicle ferry that runs from Geelong to Devonport and either way. And we're going to share our experience with taking our car, caravan and 2 dogs on this journey.
Let's do it.
Woo.
Waterfill time.
Waterfill time. So we don't know where we're going when we get to Devonport.
Well, we know we're going to Tassie, but that's about as far as our plans have gone.
Yeah, so we don't know where we're going to be staying tomorrow night. So we're filling up with water, emptying the canister, my poop suitcase, and yeah, just so we don't have to worry about that when we get to the other side. So, where are we right now?
You can probably tell from that noisy train going past if you know the area, but we are staying at Geelong Showgrounds at the moment. So we chose to come here, one, because it's about 15 minutes away from the docks of the Spirit of Tasmania, and 2, it's $35 a night for power and water, which is really bloody good. We actually came out here earlier than what we planned to do. We're kind of going to take our time coming back from the south coast of New South Wales if you're following our travels, but just decided to come back here a little bit earlier and just have some time to chill out, get kind of really organised before we head over there, so we're nice and refreshed before we hit the good times of Tasmania.
Yeah, we had some life admin things to do.
We did. We've had a lot, eh? For anyone that's new around here, that's just recently jumped on board, so family of 4, 2 sausage dogs as well. We've been travelling around Australia full time for almost 250 days now. Time's coming along really quickly. We're having a great time, and to be honest, Tasmania's probably been up the top of our list from the start of the trip. So kind of feels like a long time coming to head over to there, and the plans have been in the works for a long time. So we're very excited to kind of make this one happen and share it with you guys.
As Ben mentioned before, we have been planning this Tassie trip for a good while, like 11 months?
I'm pretty sure from memory, because we've tried to go to Tassie in the past without a caravan and we couldn't get return tickets there. So this time, I think bookings open 11 months in advance. So I had reminders in my phone, like to set for 11 months in advance, basically to book the journey over and then the return journey. So like we've been super organised with this one, and yeah, we fully booked this thing even before we left on our trip at all. Yeah,
so it's definitely the most organised thing that we have had planned. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of crazy that we're here already. I didn't expect to get to this part of the trip so quickly.
Like one thing this kind of like really shows is just how fast life goes when you're living on the road. You'd expect it to be really slow because you think you're going to have all this time and all the time, but basically it's gone like really, really fast to get here, hey. So which is sad, but anyway, there's lots more things to kind of see and do.
We're excited. We're super excited.
I think I've mentioned, and I think this was the top of my list that I wanted to go to for our travels and stuff like that. So maybe that's why it's gone so fast, because we've just been hanging out to get to this point. But it's quite a nerve-wracking process. Like I haven't watched, I'm sure there's a bunch of other videos out there on YouTube, and I haven't really watched much about it. But you know, it's quite a big deal. It feels like it when you haven't done it before, to take your car and your caravan and everything like that. And obviously the biggest one for us, which has kind of caused a few more headaches and a little bit more stress, is the dogs.
Yeah. So we have decided that our dogs would be much more comfortable being in the van while we travel.
So we actually originally, we booked the kennels, so we paid, I think they were around $30.
No, it was like $44 for 2. So it was not that expensive.
But yeah, so originally we had planned to put the dogs in the crates, like the kennels, which is what this kind of standard way to do it. But our dogs are quite tricky.
Yeah, they're reactive and they are super anxious. And I've watched a couple of videos of people who have travelled with dogs on the Spirit of Tasmania, and just from their experiences and seeing it's very noisy and there's lots of dogs barking. And I know that like our dogs are still going to hear that, but at least they'll be in their kind of home environment.
Familiar surrounding and stuff. So, yeah, like if you kind of didn't work, we've chosen to basically leave ours in our caravan, which is an option you can do. So, what we had to do was we had to ring up Ashrang Spirit of Tasmania the other day, and they basically email you some forms, and it's like an indemnity kind of release to basically say that like they're your responsibility, and if anything happens, it's your fault, really.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. They basically have their recommendations of what to do when you're travelling with animals, and if you choose not to do those things, then they are no longer legally liable, which is fair enough. Yeah,
no, for sure. So, yeah, we're going to leave the dogs in here, some windows cracked, some water and everything like that. We'll feed them well before they're on the boat, and it's nighttime, our trip. That's probably another thing we haven't mentioned. So we've chosen to do the nighttime sailing, and hopefully they just kind of chill out after a while and go to sleep. So,
look, they'll be sleeping on our bed. They'll sleep on every bed. Frankie in particular tends to bed hop, so she will sample all of the beds, I think.
So that's probably one thing that we haven't mentioned, and I know some people do actually like to know the time frames of when these kind of things happen. So we're in the start of May at the moment. So, yeah, start of May. So we're one of those crazy people heading over to Tassie for winter. But we actually love the cold. So we're really excited to kind of show probably a bit more of a different perspective of Tassie than what most people kind of show in their travel videos. So while everyone else is heading up to northern Queensland and northern WA, we're going to go to Tassie. So it'll be interesting. So as I mentioned before, we booked this 11 months in advance, and return, it costs roughly around $2,400. So
it's not cheap.
It's not cheap, but obviously it's a pretty lengthy process, you know, overnight sail to get over there, big boat. So it makes sense, and if you want to do it, you kind of have to pay for it, I guess. So
we're going to be there for 8 weeks at this stage.
At this stage, we've booked for 8 weeks, but we're possibly going to look to extend that over the next week. We'll kind of work out, once we get over there, we might have a bit more to think about that and look to extend it. So.
But if you consider that amount of money and we've got our transport and our accommodation.
Yep.
So, you know.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's pretty reasonable. Like, you wouldn't want to be paying it heaps of times a year or anything like that. But if you kind of make it really worthwhile, like we have been going for a decent amount of time, I think it's worth it. And honestly, I'm just frothing to get there. So it should be worth it.
Have you been on a big ferry? Like this size ferry?
No, like, the only kind of car ferries I've been on is like obviously like more not like the MyCat for Morden, the Stratty one. I've been on a few boats like with cars and that over in Indonesia and like Samoa and stuff like that.
Though, are they?
They're pretty big, but I don't think they're as big as this thing. Honestly, I haven't really. It looks really big, this boat, but once again, when you haven't travelled on it, it's just you don't really know what to expect.
I've crossed the English Channel a couple of times on that big ferry.
And that's probably another thing, speaking of that, is we haven't sorted out yet whether we're going to kind of get any seasickness medication. So that's probably something we need to jump into organising this afternoon.
Yeah, that's our one job that we have left to do today.
We haven't ticked off, and we've kind of undecided whether we want to deal with it or not. So I
think it might be a good idea.
Yeah. So there's a Chemist Warehouse, which is only 2.5 k's from the showground at Geelong here. So I think it might be worthwhile a drive after lunch and sorting that one out, hey. So it's actually been really worthwhile having a bit of time to get into Geelong and get sorted with all this stuff. So a bunch of little things you kind of have to tick off, and it would make it a bit tricky to get here last minute, I reckon. So we've washed the car and caravan. What else have we been doing?
We had to fill out a biosecurity form for the dogs.
Yep. And the worming tablets as well?
Yeah, so dogs have to be wormed for, I'm going to say this wrong, hydated worms. Correct me if I'm definitely saying it wrong.
There's definitely more information on the Spirit of Tasmania website and stuff like that.
But you have to worm them for these...
14 days, isn't it?
Within 14 days. So I gave them the tablets like 7 days ago. And so that's all sorted. You need to prove that you've given it to them. So they just request the packaging and the receipt of purchase. That along with the biosecurity, which is basically just a form that says, are they healthy and that you've checked them for brown ticks.
And as per, like going into South Australia, WA and that, they're very strict with like your quarantine and that on fruit and vegetables and everything.
I'd say they're stricter than like we were able to take sweet potatoes and onions and certain things into, I can't remember which direction it was, but we were definitely able to keep some things. This time we're just getting rid of everything because it's not worth the drama of having to deal with that on top of getting the car and caravan onto the ferry.
Apart from like frozen meat and dairy and stuff like that. That stuff's fine. So we're keeping that. But apart from that, our fridges are going to be pretty bare when we get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been good to kind of get all that stuff organised so we're not running around at the last minute, I think.
Yeah, we like having time.
Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
personally don't like being rushed.
No,
I'm not someone who deals with being rushed.
Particularly when you haven't done this stuff before, I think, and that's kind of where the bit of the nerves come in with sorting it out. But the kids are super excited to be going on this boat tonight. Like they've been talking about it for weeks now. Hey, so
I'm a bit worried that I'm going to get claustrophobic, but we'll just deal with that when we get over there.
It'll be sweet. It can't honestly it can't be any smaller than our caravan. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah, I know, but our caravan has windows.
Yeah, that's true. You can actually get you can actually pay a bit more money and get one with windows as well.
I know, but like as Sue and Barry just left this morning, which was actually a bit sad. I had a bit of a cry about it.
That's my mum and dad.
Yeah. And I'm going to cry now. They made a point that we're going to be sailing in the middle of the night, so you're not going to see anything out the window anyway.
And hopefully everyone is just having a good sleep. So
yeah. Fingers crossed.
So I think next stages for us today is we'll kind of get organised earlier, like hitch the van up and everything like that, so we're ready to go. But first we might pop down to Chemist's Warehouse and see if we can get some seasickness stuff, hey?
Yeah, I'm going to get the bracelets, I think.
Yep. You're the one that's been doing the research on this, so.
Bracelets.
Cool.
Is the go, I think.
Let's do it. Well, very excited to kind of get a move on and very excited to kind of share this next part of the journey with you guys. So should be cool.
All right, so we just left the showgrounds and we are on the way.
So this afternoon, it's about a 20-minute drive from the showground to the terminal. So one thing we didn't realise before coming to Geelong, we had never been here before, is how big this place is. It's kind of made out to be like a kind of country's place, but it's very, very, very busy. And for us, it's been travelling remote a lot. It kind of feels like being properly back in a big city, hey?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's so busy and just really built up. It's lovely. I really like it. It's the boat, guys.
Mongoose! Nanny and Poppy were right. This is bigger than the ferry to Melbourne water.
This is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, we're not allowed to film the staff or anything, so we're going to have to be
careful. We just got our tickets then, which all went pretty smoothly. She did walk to the back of the van. I think they were checking the length because it looks like there's some markers along the road there.
Oh, cool.
For like length. So she walked to the other end. So I think they're just checking like the length that you've booked under is correct.
Yeah.
Now I think this could be like the quarantine looking zone. So yeah, they're gonna obviously check for like fruit and veggies and stuff like that probably now, I'd say.
Yeah, cool. How was that?
Yeah, that was honestly that was the most laid back one that we've had, like compared to South Australia and WA. He was pretty chilled out. They're just coming at a quick look. They're kind of interested if you're carrying any diesel. Apparently you can't carry any more than 50 litres of diesel, he said to me. So
is that for like a flammable?
Yeah, I guess so. So like, but I've one Jerry and that's fine, which is what we've got.
Did you check the gas bottles as well?
He just asked if we had any other flammable sources, and I said that's it, and we had them turned off as well. That's one thing to mention that we did here as well. Apparently, you can't have your gas on at all while it's on this. So if you got a 3-way fridge, that's probably a bit of an issue. We got compressor fridges, so that's sweet for us. But I imagine that's probably a bit of a logistical thing to sort out if you did have a 3-way fridge. But yeah, apart from that, he just had a really brief look in the fridge and made sure we didn't have any produce, basically. So, yeah, pretty sweet. So did the dogs pass with flying colours, or can we leave them here?
They did. I think the lady was happy that I was organised. So I just had the signed biosecurity form, the receipt of the worming tablets, and proof that I'd given them one. And yeah, super chill, super easy. She said that there's an area we can exercise them, so we might take them out there to do a wee and stuff.
Did she say like when? Like now, or
we can? Yeah, we can do that now. Boarding doesn't start until like 5:15, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
She said they'll give us a warning and let us know. So I think there's a cafe and stuff in there as well.
Yeah, sweet.
Nearly time.
Boarding time. We just got they called everyone back to their cars just before. Like, what's the time? It is about 5 o'clock. So they've called everyone back, and it looks like they're starting to board, starting with like the car lanes and stuff. We're in the very last lane, being in the Caravan, but so far pretty easy and low stress, which is what we want. So,
are we going to fold in the Dumbo ears?
nah, I've put them in a bit, but I think they'll be fine. We'll see. I don't know. It depends how tight it is, I guess. One tip I actually saw off a video, which is a really good idea for caravans, I reckon, because this ramp's quite steep and you might get stopped halfway up there. It actually doesn't look too bad today, but I'm going to chuck it into low range without the hubs being locked, so it gives us a bit more torque and it's a little bit easier to kind of get up the hills and that. So I actually do that quite a bit when we are parking the caravan in, particularly on the grass and everything like that, just because it makes life a little bit easier. So.
Getting a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a process, hey, waiting for this. I did expect this, but like it would take ages to load a boat like this, hey, with all the kind of things. We've seen like horse floats, like everything coming on here. So yeah, these guys definitely earn their money, I reckon, packing this thing out.
Yeah.
There's the caravan lines.
No, with the jokes.
I don't know if he's joking, but
He wasn't.
I know. That was pretty easy in low range. I was just watching a caravan before because he didn't want to get stuck halfway up, which is what everyone's been doing. So he fully just waited down the bottom and waited for the ramp to be clear before he went up. So I guess that's another option, but I'm surprised he didn't get hurried on.
Almost.
Is there someone?
Yeah.
Vikings? Yeah, I think so.
Are we on
Alright, we're on the boat now.
Are we over on the ocean?
We're on the ocean.
Yeah, mate. We're on the boat. We're on the ocean.
Yay!
That was pretty low stress, really. In the end, it is quite tight in here, but hey, like, yeah, it'd be pretty scary towing something a bit more difficult. Anyway, we got to start getting all our stuff together, sort the dogs out and that before we head up to our room. Well, we might unhook the brake brakes and power and everything like that, hey? Just to avoid any dramas. All right, let's get this ready for the dogs.
Oh, we don't have to do too much. Just give them some water, put their beds down, and put some wee pads down. Hopefully they'll use the wee pads.
Are you going to open up windows?
Yeah, and open windows.
It'll be interesting to see if these things actually work, as if the dogs actually will use them.
Yeah, well, they've literally, we never used them when they were puppies, so I don't know. We'll find out.
It's going to be interesting tomorrow. Who wants to come for a sleepover on a boat? Hey? All right, good girl. On your bed, hey? Do it.
Do it. This is handy. Going to 7.
Level 7.
Level 7.
No. Are we just going to... Oh.
7205.
What are we looking for?
7205.
That one?
Nope.
7.
Close.
Nope. Nope.
That one.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh,
one.
no, 7025. That
This
is.
one?
No, keep going.
No, it's confusing
This
me.
one.
This way.
Ah.
Got to get lost in here, Ash.
7205.
Where's the light switch? I turned on them. Yeah, so this is...
Home sweet her.
What toilet? There's a toilet. Okay. Mummy, so
That's all I got.
can we not sleep
Light on.
up in the top bunks?
There we go.
They've got big...
Alright, so we got little toilet, shower.
My favourite part!
Maybe climb up into them.
That's a good question. I think you just kind of stand and climb, maybe.
What?
Place ladder on metal strip.
Can I try and turn it on?
Oh, the ladder's over there.
I tell you what, we managed to find something more compact than our caravan. So, oh, how's your claustrophobia going?
Yeah, it's all right. So it's all right when I'm not in the corridors. So
Let's get out of
let's
here.
hustle.
Go get some food.
Yeah.
Turn off the lights?
Do it. How's that? Cinema.
Yeah, it's cool. You have to pay extra.
There you go.
Yeah. It's cheap though.
Maybe we can just leave the kids in the room.
That'd be nice. How good would that be?
I'm kind of nervous and excited.
What part are you nervous about?
Moving.
Yeah, that's all right. Have some dinner, go to sleep. And
At least the bunk beds have railings.
That's true.
Oh,
It's a beige dinner for the kids.
Hey.
It's a beige dinner for the kids. You guys are going to share this plate.
what's that?
That's your dessert.
Is that cake?
It is cake.
No, I'll leave that.
It's pretty good, guys.
Do you want to go up now?
We are off.
We're off. The seagulls are seeing us off.
What was your dinner verdict, Ash?
Oh, it was food. It was all right.
It's pretty listing you, hey.
Yeah, for sure. It's per plate, so I'm glad I had the kids share a plate.
This is what you got from Chemist Warehouse today.
Yeah, so it uses acupuncture points to relieve nausea. So I think you put 3 fingers and then below that point.
Oh, it's not right up there on your wrist.
No, it's further down.
Right, guys. When you wake up in the morning, it's gonna be...
Tasmania.
Yeah, buddy. See you then, hey?
See ya. See ya.
Paging Craig, Filmingham, and Joanne Hawley to the person's reception on exit.
Hey.
Thank you.
There you go, Tasmania.
What? That's actually Tasmania.
Sure is.
Sure is. We made it.
It's cold. Eat this kid. Only concerned about food.
Let's see the carnage. No, hold on. Inside. Hello. Anyone that has sausages will know that that's just the normal reaction when you go out of the house for 5 minutes. So, yeah, everything looks all good, I think.
No accidents, nothing.
No accidents, nothing. All right, let's get him in the car, hey?
Frankie's ready. They made it.
Yeah. It's good, eh?
Yeah, crazy. They're definitely going to need the toilet because neither of them have been overnight, so. Good. It's a bit bumpy.
Yeah, it is. I'm not in low now, so the Caravan feels like it's going really fast. Feels weird.
Is that outside?
What a morning.
And we made it. The end of that journey, but the beginning of a whole new adventure.
2 months in Tasmania. We are absolutely pumped to share this one, guys. If you got any recommendations, please jump on, drop them below. Anything you want to see us do, any kind of videos, we're keen to engage more with you guys. So yeah, leave us a comment below and let us know what we should do. Anyway, thank you for joining us again, legends. Hope everyone's doing well, and we will see you in the next video from Tassie. You.